Those impressions really matter, from first impression to last impression. Don't extend it, especially if you're seeing that she's not interacting with you so much. You're going to be busy and occupied with things that matter and things that are beneficial. She's going to be an option. Not that you want her to feel like she's not important, but she is not your first priority. Hello, everyone. So welcome to my self-improvement and dating podcast. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about get her to think about you. So this is going to have you stay on her mind. In other words, basically you did the right thing. You run through her mind and now she's thinking of when she's going to see what you guys did last and basically what you're actually up to. So a lot of wondering and things like that is going to happen. So fellas, go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up. Let's get to 200 likes for our part 2. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this video. And so for the first thing that I have on my list is don't always be there. I recently talked about you have to control your anger. That is the last video I uploaded. Go ahead, check it out. But I talked about how you got to be in control and not react. You got to be able to know that you're feeling a certain way, understand your emotions, right? So this actually applies to this part as well, because now you're controlling how much you're going to be around her. Instead of worrying about how you actually act, how you're emotionally feeling, now you're going to make sure that you're avoiding her, almost where it's like, well, if I don't have to see her all the time, I'm not going to make it happen. And so that means you're not going to be desperate. You're not going to become clingy. You're not going to be needy. Oh, I need to see her. When can I see her? Oh, are you free? None of that stuff is going to happen no more. And fellas, if y'all want to get on the line, talk about your situation, what's going on with you, go ahead and book your consultation. It can be about anything, goals you might have, self-improvement. Make sure you go ahead and book by clicking the link down below. And so back into this topic, don't want to show any negative signs or any signs that's giving, oh, she's not going to want to even think about you. So the best thing that you can do, and this is an example now, is make sure you see her every other time or every 3 days, every 4 days. So it's not all the time, depending if you guys live together, if you're in a serious relationship, or let's say if you guys just started talking, then it has to be less. So let's just say to start off, if you guys live together, you see her all the time, right? So make sure that you do have things in between your week that you have going on for yourself. That might mean that you're going to go out and have some time with your friends. This might mean you'll go to the gym. This might mean you'll dedicate one whole day to just working or doing other things that's self-improvement. Right? If you are seeing her around, if you guys are texting and things like that, then you don't have to worry about, oh, I need to make sure she's not thinking I'm doing something bad or she's not thinking I'm avoiding her. It's simply the facts of you're going to be busy and occupied with things that matter and things that are beneficial for yourself. So this means that she can start thinking about you. And fellas, before I continue on, make sure you comment down below, never chasing, because you are never chasing. You're going to instead be having her think about you, make the plans, making her want to follow through and hit you, wondering where you're at, what you're doing, what you're up to, and just wanting you to start making time for her. And the best part is that she just can't help herself but be like, well, I can't be mad at him. Or you know what? I can't feel away because he's probably actually doing something that he is supposed to be doing, and she can't worry or actually come at you. In other words, if she wants to see you, if she wants to change, she has to do something about it or simply wait and keep thinking about you. And so to go ahead and wrap up with this first point, make sure you are making yourself the priority and she's going to be an option. In other words, not that you want her to feel like she's not important, but she is not your first priority. Have her want you to make more time for her. So sometimes some girls are very much privilege, or they get so used to you because you're always there, and so it's like she's getting bored, and so it's like there's no time to think about you. There's nothing happening aside from, oh, he's already making plans, oh, I have to see him again, oh, this is already happening way too fast. And so this actually leads me to my next thing, and this is about taking it slow. Some of y'all fellas are in such a rush. Sometimes you guys are just not giving her the time to breathe and relax and just be like, where are you at? She's not actually thinking about you because there's no tension built between you and her. So basically, when you slow things down and you say, I'm not going to make plans back to back, I'm not going to jump into things that we got to do right away, what's going to happen is, let's say you make plans for the next time. This could be 2 weekends later, right? Let's say you go ahead and make those plans, and it could be on the weekend. When you make those plans, you have a good time, but you cut the hours short. So you don't have to be spending the whole 5-8 hours with her. Maybe cut it down to 3. Now, if y'all never really see each other, yes, you could have, let's say, 3 hours of being on that date, that first main date. Could be something with dinner, maybe some movie action, maybe something like that. Then you guys go for a walk, maybe bike riding, just things that you like to do, right? Once you go ahead and have those plans happen, cut it short, don't extend it, especially if you're seeing that she's not interacting with you so much. So the next feelings that she could start having is going to be, when are you going to start making plans with me again? When am I going to see you again? And that tension starts building up, and it's eventually going to get her to want to see you so much that you stay on her mind, and now she might just hit you up. Now she might just be like, well, I have to keep thinking about him until he hits me up, especially if she got too much pride or ego and she says, no way, I'm not going to be the one to hit him up first. Or no, he's the one that has to be hitting me up, making the plans, everything. Maybe if she decides to do that, she's still going to have you stuck on her mind, and it's going to make her be more into you, because the more she's thinking about you, the more she's going to become liking you even more, and eventually just wanting to see you is going to become such a challenge. So you might just notice that when you're on these dates, oh yeah, she's wanting to spend way more time with you. She is not wanting to end the date so quickly. She might tell you things like, oh, I have no plans afterwards. So one key thing that you guys want to keep in mind is if she's giving you any signs that she wants to continue this date, and if you're really trying to get her to think about you, you might just have to say something like, well, I do have work in the morning. I do have to be somewhere. I do wake up at 5, 6 a.m. to go to the gym. So you do have to go drop her off. She does have to leave you. And you might hear her say something like, oh, or really. And fellas, if you want to know what she would like in the bedroom, let's say you finally ended up taking her over after getting to know her and all that stuff, go ahead, check out Patreon. It got a whole lot of videos of what females want y'all to be doing in the bedroom. And it also got secret things. So there's so many different types of videos on there, all different types of strategies y'all could use, but it's only on Patreon. So if you do want to go ahead and catch up, find out all those things, click the Patreon link down below, catch up on all of them. Now let's get into the wrapping up. So if you're going to make plans with her, try to really be using that time wisely. In other words, extra time that doesn't need to be put on to hanging out, don't add it. And fellas, if you want to know other things like getting her to think about you, or let's say how to attract women you want, I have 2 ebooks available now, and one is about how to get her missing you, and the other is how to attract a woman you want. And on the screen, you see all that it includes. This will help you go ahead and improve your game when it comes to women, go ahead and give you techniques and strategies that you guys can implement. And overall, you're going to understand how a woman thinks, you're going to understand her perspective and her emotions. And what I decided to add at the end is my personal experience. When I was missing a fella myself, I was really going through it, and also how that fella that wanted me got me. And so go ahead and make sure you get your ebooks by clicking the link down below. Make sure you're valuing your own time by going ahead and cutting it short when it's unnecessary to continue the date. If you see that she's also tired, sleepy, sometimes you can suggest things like, oh, let me go drop you off at home, or let me take you home. You look tired. Things like that. You also want to be a gentleman in the process. Don't be like, oh, well, are you going to take an Uber? If you try to say things like that, those things won't have her thinking about you in the right way. Matter of fact, she might not want to see you again. So be careful how you act. A guy that is like this, like that, know how you want to present yourself, carry yourself the whole entire time. And remember, those impressions really matter, from first impression to last impression. So don't give any impression that you don't want her to remember in the bad way. All right. So make sure, like I said, slow things down. Don't be in such a rush. Save the good dates, those big dates, all those other things for down the line. Don't be trying to get her to do all these things already and getting her to see the side of, oh, I can make your life like this, all that stuff. Slow down, okay? Start with the basics, and also just bring it up maybe, and maybe bring the potential of where it could get, but don't just rush into those things. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the last thing on my list. And if you still haven't given this video a big thumbs up, go ahead and do so. And so the last thing is texting. So this is gonna be chill out on the texting. Watch how you are texting her, because you do not need to be the guy that needs to be replying so quickly. And I think in the future, I will do videos about texting. Let me know if you want that. But when it comes down to texting, it's very important that you're not going to be replying so quickly, especially when you're getting the hint that she's busy, or she's not going to be talking like she wants to keep the conversation going. So when the conversation is dying out, it is your job absolutely to go ahead and cut it short. And so back to your texting game, things that you want to keep in mind is that you're replying like 15 minutes afterwards. Don't do no 5 minutes, and 10 minutes is still pretty early. So if you know she's not going to wait so long, try 15 minutes, and then we could do the 30 minutes as well to 40 minutes. This all depends on the type of girl you're dealing with, but always try to push it later on, especially when you're trying to show you are busy. In other words, you should be busy. If you are at work, you should not be texting 15 minutes later. Sometimes if, let's say, you are not at the desk, or if you are going to be doing something that's keeping your hands very busy and you're not touching your phone, what you need to be doing is waiting until 4 or 5 hours, or let's say when your shift is actually done, because you don't want to be the guy that is finding a way to be texting or finding a way to communicate when obviously you have a girl see you as just another guy. Or let's say she's not treating you like you're so valuable, so you're just over here making sure you get that text message out when she's not making you a priority, and you see that you're getting text messages a whole hour later. So another thing that fellas could do is try to reciprocate. If she's giving you quick responses, it doesn't mean that you need to reply back in 2 minutes, but you could also just try to cut it down to 10 minutes, things like that. And then obviously keep in mind you should be doing things in the meantime, because texting shouldn't be the priority. The FaceTime, the phone calls, we'll talk about that in the future, but those types of stuff is way more valuable. So maybe you could do things like go ahead and run an errand or go find something to do in the meantime, and then go ahead and let her know, I will call you when I get home or when I get in the car, things like that, so she could get to the looking forward to when it happens. And in the meantime, of course, you stay on her mind, and she's like, oh, well, I can't wait. Oh, I wonder if this is going to happen while he's doing this. Or I wonder what he's really going to be doing. Oh, I wonder when he's going to actually be in the car to call me. How long is it going to take? And then, of course, if you guys made memories already, she could be thinking about those things as well and looking forward to make more and having you just reminisce on her mind all the time. So yes, I gave you guys 3 amazing tips that you can try all 3 of them, or try what works best for you, and go ahead and challenge yourself not to get your emotions attached. So I hope this video was helpful. If y'all want that part 2, like I said, comment down below, and make sure you go ahead and check out my ebooks, Get Her to Think About You, or Attract Women That You Want, read my personal experiences. And don't forget to go ahead and check out Patreon, a whole lot of videos y'all gotta catch up on. And let's get on the line, talk about your situation. And that is it for this video. Y'all will see me in my next. Bye y'all.